Chapter 1. Arrival in London. Jasmine was very excited. She had just stepped off the plane in London. The air was cool and fresh. She looked around with wide eyes. Everything was new and exciting. The airport was very busy. People from many countries were walking quickly. They spoke many different languages. Jasmine heard English, French, Spanish, and many more. It was a mix of sounds and voices. She felt a little overwhelmed, but also very happy. As Jasmine left the airport, she saw the city for the first time. The streets were full of cars, buses, and bicycles. People were walking fast, and the buildings were tall and beautiful. There were old buildings with lots of history and new, modern ones made of glass. She saw some famous places that she had only seen in pictures before. Big Ben was tall and proud, its clock shining in the sunlight. The London Eye was a huge Ferris wheel, slowly turning and giving people a great view of the city. The Tower Bridge was big and strong, with its towers standing tall over the river. London was very busy. People were rushing to work, shopping, or meeting friends. The streets were full of life and energy. Jasmine felt a bit lost in all the hustle and bustle, but she was also very excited to explore this new city. The culture in London was very diverse. People from all over the world lived there. They brought their food, music, and traditions. Jasmine saw restaurants with food from many countries. There were Indian, Chinese, Italian, and many more. She could hear different kinds of music playing from the shops and homes. Jasmine loved the mix of cultures. It made London feel like a big, colorful mosaic. Every part of the city had something unique to offer. She was excited to learn more about the different cultures and meet new people. Jasmine needed to find her way around the city. The first thing she had to do was navigate the public transport system. London had buses, trains, and the famous Underground, also known as the Tube. The Tube was a network of trains that ran under the city. Jasmine got a map of the Tube. It looked very confusing at first. There were many lines, each with a different color. The lines crossed and connected at many points. Jasmine had to figure out which line to take to get to her new home. She asked for help from a friendly stranger. The person explained how the tube worked. Jasmine felt a bit more confident. She got on the train and watched the city pass by outside the window. The train was fast and took her through many different neighborhoods. But Jasmine got lost a few times. She took the wrong train and ended up in the wrong place. She had to ask for directions and find her way back. Each time she got lost, she discovered something new. She found small parks, cute shops, and interesting buildings. Finally, Jasmine arrived at her new home. It was a small, cozy flat in a vibrant neighborhood. The flat was perfect for her. It had a small kitchen, a living room, a bedroom, and a bathroom. There were big windows that let in a lot of light. The neighborhood was full of life. There were markets where people sold fresh fruits and vegetables. There were shops with clothes, books, and many other things. There were cafes where people sat outside, drinking coffee and chatting with friends. Jasmine loved her new neighborhood. It was full of energy and had a friendly atmosphere. She felt at home very quickly. She spent her days exploring the streets, meeting new people, and trying new foods. Living in London was a big adventure for Jasmine. Every day brought something new. She was excited to see what the city had to offer and to learn more about her new home. Even though she got lost sometimes, Jasmine was not afraid. She knew that every mistake was a chance to learn and discover something new. London was a big, busy city, but it was also a place full of opportunities. Jasmine was ready to make the most of her time there. In her cozy flat, Jasmine felt happy and at peace. She had started a new chapter in her life, and she was excited to see where it would take her. London was now her home, and she was ready to explore it with open arms and a curious heart. Chapter 2: Immersing in the Language. Jasmine woke up early each day. She was eager to start her new life in London. Her first task was to get to know her neighborhood better. She decided to go shopping at the local markets. At the market, there were many stalls selling fresh fruits and vegetables. Jasmine walked around, looking at the colorful displays. She wanted to buy some apples. She went to a stall and pointed to the apples. "How much are these?" she asked the vendor. The vendor smiled and said, "They're $2 a kilo." Jasmine handed over the money and received her apples. She felt proud of herself for making her first purchase in English. Next, Jasmine needed to find a grocery store. She saw a man walking his dog and decided to ask him for directions. "Excuse me, can you tell me where the nearest grocery store is?" she asked politely. The man smiled and said, "Sure, just go straight down this road, and you'll see it on the right." Jasmine thanked him and followed his directions. She found the store easily and bought everything she needed for the week. Back in her neighborhood, Jasmine often saw her neighbors. They seemed friendly, and she wanted to make small talk with them. One day, she saw an elderly lady watering her plants. Jasmine decided to say hello. "Good morning," she greeted cheerfully. The lady looked up and smiled. "Good morning, dear. How are you today?" she replied. "I'm good, thank you. My name is Jasmine. I just moved here," Jasmine said. "Welcome to the neighborhood, Jasmine. My name is Mrs. Smith. If you need anything, just let me know," the lady offered kindly. Jasmine felt happy. She was starting to make connections with the people around her. She knew that practicing English in everyday situations would help her improve quickly. However, Jasmine soon realized that understanding different British accents was a challenge. People from different parts of the UK had different ways of speaking. Sometimes Jasmine found it hard to understand them. One day, she went to a bakery to buy some bread. The baker had a strong accent. "Would you like a bap or a cob?" he asked. Jasmine was confused. She didn't know what a bap or a cob was. She hesitated for a moment and then said, "Can I have a loaf of bread, please?" The baker smiled and said, "Of course, here you go." He handed her a loaf of bread, and Jasmine felt relieved. She realized that it would take time to get used to the different accents, but she was determined to learn. Jasmine knew that to improve her English quickly, she needed to take formal lessons. She researched and found a reputed language school in London. The school offered an intensive English language course. Jasmine decided to enroll. On the first day of class, Jasmine was nervous but excited. She walked into the classroom and saw students from many different countries. They were all there to learn English just like her. The teacher introduced herself. "Hello, everyone. My name is Ms. Johnson, and I will be your English teacher. Let's start by introducing ourselves." When it was Jasmine's turn, she stood up and said, "Hello, my name is Jasmine. I am from India, and I am here to improve my English." The other students smiled and nodded. They each took turns introducing themselves. There were students from Spain, Brazil, China, and many other places. Jasmine realized that she was not alone in her journey. They all had the same goal: to learn English. The classes were intense but very helpful. Ms. Johnson taught them grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. They practiced speaking, listening, reading, and writing. Jasmine worked hard to keep up with the lessons. One day, the class had a speaking exercise. They had to pair up and have a conversation in English. Jasmine was paired with a student from Brazil named Pedro. They had to talk about their favorite hobbies. Jasmine started, "I like to read books and watch movies. What about you, Pedro?" Pedro smiled and replied, "I love playing football and listening to music. Do you like sports?" Jasmine shook her head. "Not really, but I enjoy watching football sometimes." They continued their conversation, helping each other with difficult words and phrases. Jasmine felt her confidence growing with each practice session. During breaks, the students would gather and chat. Jasmine made many new friends. They would often go out together after class, exploring London and practicing their English. They visited museums, parks, and cafes, always finding opportunities to use their new language skills. One day, the school organized a cultural exchange event. Each student had to present something about their home country. Jasmine decided to talk about Indian festivals. She prepared a short presentation and brought some traditional sweets to share with the class. When it was her turn, Jasmine stood in front of the class and began her presentation. In India, we celebrate many festivals. One of the biggest is Diwali, the Festival of Lights. We light lamps, decorate our homes, and share sweets with our family and friends. She passed around the sweets, and her classmates eagerly tasted them. "These are delicious," Pedro exclaimed. Jasmine felt proud of her culture and happy to share it with her new friends. The event helped them all learn more about each other's backgrounds and traditions. As the weeks passed, Jasmine noticed a significant improvement in her English. She was more comfortable speaking, and her vocabulary had expanded. She could understand different accents better and felt more confident in her interactions. Jasmine knew that learning a new language was a journey. It required patience, practice, and perseverance. But with the support of her teachers and friends, she was making great progress. Living in London and immersing herself in the English language was an incredible experience for Jasmine. She was not just learning a language, she was also growing as a person. Every day brought new challenges and opportunities, and Jasmine embraced them with enthusiasm. She looked forward to the rest of her journey, knowing that she was on the path to mastering English and making lifelong friends along the way. Chapter 3: Cultural Exploration. Jasmine was excited to explore London. There were many famous places to visit. She wanted to see them all. Her first stop was the Tower of London. The Tower of London is very old. It was built many years ago. It has tall walls and big towers. Many kings and queens lived there. Jasmine joined a tour. The guide told many stories about the tower. Jasmine learned about the famous crown jewels. They are very beautiful and shiny. She saw the big ravens that live at the tower. The guide said the ravens protect the tower. Jasmine took many pictures. She felt like she was in a history book. Next, Jasmine went to the British Museum. The British Museum is very big. It has many old things from all over the world. Jasmine saw Egyptian mummies and ancient Greek statues. She liked the Rosetta Stone. The Rosetta Stone helped people learn to read ancient Egyptian writing. Jasmine was amazed by all the history in one place. She spent many hours looking at the exhibits. She felt like she was traveling through time. Jasmine also wanted to see Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace is where the Queen lives. It is very beautiful. Jasmine watched the changing of the guard. The soldiers wear red uniforms and big black hats. They march in a very special way. Many people were watching. Jasmine enjoyed the ceremony. She felt like she was part of something very British. Jasmine loved stories and plays. She wanted to see a play in London. The best place to see a play is the West End. The West End has many theaters. They show many famous plays and musicals. Jasmine bought a ticket to see a play. The play was based on a book she read. She was very excited. The theater was big and beautiful. The seats were very comfortable. When the play started, Jasmine was amazed. The actors were very good. They spoke English very clearly. Jasmine could understand most of the words. The costumes and sets were beautiful. The music was lovely. Jasmine felt like she was inside the story. She clapped very loudly at the end. It was a wonderful experience. Jasmine decided to see more plays. She saw a musical about a famous wizard. She also saw a drama about a family. Each play was different, but they were all very good. Jasmine enjoyed learning about British literature and drama. She felt her English improving with each play she watched. Jasmine wanted to meet new people and practice her English. She decided to join local clubs and societies. There were many to choose from. Jasmine chose a book club. She loved reading, and she thought it would be a good way to meet people. The book club met once a week. Each week they talked about a different book. Jasmine read the books and prepared her thoughts. At the meetings, she listened to the others and shared her ideas. Everyone was very friendly. They helped her with difficult words. Jasmine felt more confident each week. She made many new friends. Jasmine also joined a walking club. The walking club explored different parts of London. They walked through parks, along the river, and in interesting neighborhoods. Jasmine enjoyed the exercise and the fresh air. She talked to many different people during the walks. They told her about their favorite places in London. Jasmine learned a lot from them. She also got to see many beautiful places. Jasmine wanted to practice her English with native speakers. She found a language exchange meetup. At the meetup, people from different countries practiced speaking English. They also helped each other learn new languages. Jasmine met people from many different countries. She practiced English with them, and they practiced her native language with her. It was fun and helpful. Jasmine learned new words and phrases. She also learned about other cultures. The meetups were very social. They often went to cafes and parks. Jasmine made many friends at the meetups. She enjoyed helping others learn too. London has many cultural festivals. Jasmine wanted to experience as many as possible. She went to a food festival first. The food festival had many stalls. Each stall had food from a different country. Jasmine tried Indian curry, Italian pasta, and Chinese dumplings. Everything was delicious. She talked to the people at the stalls. They told her about their food and culture. Jasmine enjoyed learning about different cuisines. Next, Jasmine went to a music festival. The music festival had many bands and singers. They played different kinds of music. Jasmine heard rock, pop, jazz, and classical music. She danced and sang along. She met many people who loved music. They told her about their favorite bands. Jasmine discovered new music she liked. Jasmine also went to a cultural festival. The cultural festival had dances, costumes, and crafts from many countries. Jasmine watched traditional dances from Africa, Asia, and Europe. She saw beautiful costumes and handmade crafts. She talked to the performers and artists. They told her about their traditions. Jasmine felt like she was traveling the world without leaving London. Jasmine loved exploring British culture. She enjoyed visiting famous landmarks, watching plays, and joining clubs. She met many new people and made many friends. She practiced her English every day. She felt more confident and happy. Jasmine knew she had made the right choice to come to London. Every day was a new adventure. She looked forward to learning more and experiencing more. London was now her home, and she loved it very much. Chapter 4. Academic Challenges. Jasmine was very excited to start her university life in London. She had been accepted into a prestigious London university. It was a big step in her life. She was eager to learn new things and meet new people. On her first day, Jasmine woke up early. She prepared her bag with notebooks, pens, and a laptop. She wanted to be ready for her first lecture. The university campus was very big and beautiful. There were many buildings with old historic architecture. Jasmine felt proud to be a student there. Her first lecture was in a large hall. There were many students, all eager to learn. The professor welcomed them and started the lecture. Jasmine listened carefully. The lecture was in English, and sometimes it was hard to understand. But she took notes and tried her best to follow along. The professor talked about many interesting topics. He used big words and complex sentences. Jasmine wrote down the words she did not understand. Later, she looked them up in a dictionary. This helped her learn new vocabulary. After the lecture, Jasmine went to a seminar. A seminar is a smaller class where students can discuss the lecture topics. The professor asked questions, and the students answered. Jasmine was nervous at first. Speaking in English in front of others was challenging, but she knew it was important to practice. The professor asked Jasmine a question. She took a deep breath and answered. Her answer was not perfect, but the professor smiled and said, "Good job, Jasmine." This made her feel more confident. Jasmine had to write essays and research papers for her classes. Writing in English was hard. She had to learn how to structure her arguments. An essay has an introduction, body, and conclusion. Jasmine learned to start with a clear thesis statement. Then she had to support her thesis with evidence and examples. Writing research papers was even harder. She had to find information from books and articles. She had to cite her sources properly. Jasmine spent many hours in the library. She read many books and took careful notes. She learned to organize her ideas and write clearly. Sometimes Jasmine felt frustrated. Writing in English was difficult and she made many mistakes, but she did not give up. She asked her professors for help. They gave her feedback on her essays. They pointed out her mistakes and helped her improve. Jasmine learned a lot from their feedback. Jasmine knew that studying alone was not enough. She needed to work with others to understand the subjects better. She decided to form study groups with her classmates. Working together made learning easier and more fun. Jasmine talked to her classmates after lectures and seminars. She asked if they wanted to form a study group. Many of them agreed. They all wanted to help each other succeed. The study group met in the library. They chose a quiet room where they could talk and work without distractions. They brought their notes, textbooks, and laptops. Each meeting, they chose a topic to study. They took turns explaining the concepts to each other. Jasmine found that teaching others helped her understand the material better. When she explained a concept, she had to think carefully about it. This made her learn more deeply. Her classmates also explained things to her. They helped her with topics she found difficult. The study group also worked on projects together. They had to present their projects in class. Presenting was scary for Jasmine. She was afraid of making mistakes in front of everyone. But her study group practiced together. They gave each other feedback and encouragement. Before a presentation, they practiced many times. They made sure everyone knew their part. They also practiced answering questions. This made them feel more prepared and confident. Jasmine's first presentation was about a famous author. She talked about the author's life and works. She used pictures and quotes to make her presentation interesting. When it was time to present, she felt nervous, but she remembered her practice. She spoke clearly and confidently. Her classmates and professor clapped at the end. Jasmine felt proud of herself. Group discussions were also very helpful. In discussions, everyone shared their ideas and opinions. They talked about what they agreed and disagreed with. This helped Jasmine see things from different perspectives. She learned to think critically and express her thoughts clearly. The study group became close friends. They supported each other through the challenges of university life. They celebrated their successes and helped each other through difficulties. Jasmine felt grateful for their friendship and support. Jasmine's university life in London was full of academic challenges. Attending lectures and seminars, writing essays and research papers, and forming study groups were all difficult tasks. But each challenge was an opportunity to learn and grow. Through hard work and determination, Jasmine improved her English and academic skills. She became more confident in speaking and writing. She learned to work with others and gained valuable friendships. Jasmine knew that there would be more challenges ahead, but she felt ready to face them. She had learned that with perseverance and support, she could overcome any obstacle. Her time at university was not just about academic learning, it was also about personal growth and building a bright future. Chapter 5: Professional Development. Jasmine was very excited. She'd secured an internship at a London-based company. It was her first professional experience in an English-speaking environment. She knew it would be a big challenge, but she was ready to learn and grow. On her first day, Jasmine arrived early. The office building was tall and modern. She took a deep breath and walked inside. The receptionist greeted her with a smile. "Welcome, Jasmine. Please take a seat. Someone will be with you shortly." Soon, a kind lady named Sarah came to meet her. "Hi, Jasmine. I am Sarah, your supervisor. Welcome to our team," she said. Jasmine felt a bit nervous but smiled back. "Thank you, Sarah. I am very happy to be here," she replied. Sarah showed Jasmine around the office. It was a big, open space with many desks and computers. There were also meeting rooms and a kitchen area. Everyone was busy working. Jasmine was introduced to her new colleagues. They all seemed friendly and welcoming. Jasmine's desk was near a big window. She liked the natural light. Sarah explained Jasmine's tasks for the internship. Jasmine had to help with emails, prepare documents, and assist in meetings. It was a lot of work, but Jasmine was ready to try her best. Writing emails in English was Jasmine's first task. She had learned how to write essays and papers at university, but professional emails were different. They had to be clear and polite. Sarah gave Jasmine some examples to follow. Jasmine read them carefully and tried to write her emails in a similar way. At first, it took Jasmine a long time to write each email. She checked every word and sentence to make sure it was correct. Sometimes she asked Sarah for help. Sarah was very patient and gave her good advice. Slowly, Jasmine became more confident. She started to write emails faster and with fewer mistakes. Next, Jasmine had to prepare documents. These included reports and presentations. Writing reports was similar to writing essays, but they had to be more concise and to the point. Sarah showed her how to structure the reports. Jasmine worked hard to follow the instructions. Presentations were a new challenge. Jasmine had to create slides with important information and then present them to her team. She was nervous about speaking in front of others, but Sarah encouraged her. "You can do it, Jasmine. Just practice and take your time." Jasmine practiced her presentations many times. She spoke slowly and clearly, just like she had learned in her English classes. The first presentation was scary, but her team was supportive. They clapped and gave her positive feedback. Each presentation after that became a little easier. Meetings were another important part of Jasmine's internship. She had to attend many meetings with her team and other departments. At first, she found it hard to understand everything. People spoke quickly and used many technical terms. Jasmine took notes and asked questions when she was unsure. Her colleagues were always willing to explain. Slowly, Jasmine got better at following the meetings. She started to participate more. She shared her ideas and asked questions. Her confidence grew, and she felt more like a part of the team. Jasmine knew that building a professional network was important. Networking meant meeting new people and making connections in her industry. These connections could help her in her future career. The company often held industry events and networking sessions. Jasmine was invited to attend. The first event was a big conference. Many professionals from different companies were there. Jasmine was a bit overwhelmed by the large crowd, but she knew it was a good opportunity. Jasmine prepared by learning about the topics of the conference. She also practiced introducing herself. At the event, she met many people. She introduced herself and talked about her internship. People were friendly and interested in her story. Jasmine collected business cards and contact information. At the networking sessions, Jasmine had the chance to talk to many professionals. These sessions were smaller and more relaxed. People talked about their work and shared advice. Jasmine learned a lot from these conversations. She also practiced her English skills in a professional setting. One day, Jasmine met a senior manager named Mark at a networking session. Mark was very experienced in her field. He listened to Jasmine and gave her valuable advice. He also introduced her to other professionals. Jasmine was grateful for his help. They stayed in touch after the event. Jasmine also joined online professional networks. She created a profile on LinkedIn and connected with her colleagues and other professionals she met. She shared updates about her internship and her projects. People commented and gave her feedback. It was a great way to stay connected and learn from others. Mentorship was another important part of Jasmine's professional development. Sarah became her mentor. She guided Jasmine through her tasks and gave her advice on her career. Sarah helped Jasmine set goals and plan her future. Jasmine was very thankful for Sarah's support. Jasmine also attended workshops and training sessions. The company offered many opportunities for learning. Jasmine took courses on communication, project management, and other skills. She learned a lot and improved her professional abilities. One workshop was about public speaking. Jasmine was still nervous about speaking in front of others. The workshop taught her how to prepare and deliver a speech. Jasmine practiced a lot and gained more confidence. She used these skills in her presentations and meetings. Another training session was about teamwork. Jasmine learned how to work well with others and be a good team member. She learned about different roles and responsibilities in a team. These skills were very useful in her internship. Jasmine's hard work paid off. She became an important part of her team. Her colleagues respected her and valued her contributions. Jasmine felt proud of her progress. Her internship was a great learning experience. Jasmine applied her English skills in a real-world environment. She learned how to write professional emails, prepare documents, give presentations, and participate in meetings. She built a professional network and made valuable connections. Jasmine's journey was not easy. She faced many challenges and worked very hard, but she never gave up. She learned from her mistakes and kept improving. Her confidence grew with each achievement. Jasmine knew that this was just the beginning of her career. She had learned a lot, but there was still much more to learn. She was excited about the future and ready to take on new challenges. Living and working in London had been an incredible experience. Jasmine had grown both personally and professionally. She had made many friends and learned about different cultures. She felt at home in this vibrant city. Jasmine looked forward to her next steps. She wanted to continue learning and growing. She knew that with determination and hard work, she could achieve her dreams. London had given her many opportunities, and she was ready to make the most of them. Jasmine's journey showed that with perseverance, anything is possible. She had started as a nervous student and grown into a confident professional. Her story was just beginning, and she was excited to see where it would take her next. Chapter 6: Personal Growth. Jasmine was living in London. It was exciting, but sometimes she felt homesick. Homesickness is when you miss your home and family. Jasmine missed her family, friends, and familiar places. Sometimes Jasmine felt sad. She wanted to talk to her family. She called them often. Talking to her family made her feel better. They listened to her and gave her advice. Jasmine knew they were proud of her. This gave her strength. Jasmine also found ways to feel better. She joined clubs and activities. She made new friends. They were from different countries. They also missed their homes. They understood how Jasmine felt. They supported each other. Jasmine learned to cook food from her home country. She found a market that sold ingredients she needed. Cooking and eating familiar food made her feel closer to home. She invited her friends to try her food. They liked it very much. Jasmine also tried new foods. London had many restaurants from different countries. She tried Indian curry, Italian pasta, Chinese dumplings, and many more. She enjoyed discovering new flavors. Jasmine learned to embrace cultural differences. She saw that London was very diverse. People from all over the world lived there. They brought their traditions, foods, and languages. Jasmine loved this diversity. It made London a colorful and interesting place. Jasmine visited museums and cultural centers. She learned about British history and culture. She also learned about other cultures. This made her more open-minded. She appreciated the beauty of different traditions. Jasmine found a sense of belonging in London. She became part of the community. She joined neighborhood events and festivals. She made friends with her neighbors. They welcomed her and made her feel at home. One day, there was a street festival in her neighborhood. There was music, dancing, and food. Jasmine joined the fun. She danced to the music and tried different foods. She met new people and made friends. She felt happy and connected. Living in London helped Jasmine improve her English. She practiced every day. She noticed significant improvement in her English proficiency. She could understand and speak better. Jasmine attended English classes. Her teachers were very helpful. They taught her grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Jasmine worked hard. She did her homework and asked questions. She wanted to be the best she could be. Jasmine also practiced outside of class. She spoke English with her friends, colleagues, and neighbors. She watched English movies and read English books. This helped her learn new words and phrases. One day, Jasmine realized she was thinking in English. This was a big step. It meant she was becoming fluent. She was very happy. She knew her hard work was paying off. Jasmine gained confidence in her ability to communicate. She was not afraid to speak in English. She knew she might make mistakes, but that was okay. Mistakes were part of learning. She learned from them and improved. Jasmine noticed that people understood her better. She could have conversations without feeling nervous. She could express her thoughts and ideas clearly. This made her feel proud and accomplished. Jasmine also learned to understand different accents. In London, people had many different accents. At first, it was hard for Jasmine to understand them, but she listened carefully and practiced. She got better at it. Now, she could understand different accents easily. Jasmine's friends and colleagues noticed her improvement. They complimented her. They told her she was speaking very well. This made Jasmine feel good. She knew she was making progress. Jasmine's confidence grew. She felt comfortable speaking in any situation. She could give presentations at work, join discussions in class, and chat with friends. She was no longer afraid of speaking in public. One day, Jasmine had to give a speech at a community event. She was nervous, but she prepared well. She practiced her speech many times. When the day came, she spoke confidently. The audience listened and clapped. Jasmine felt proud. She had come a long way. Jasmine's personal growth was not just about language. She had grown as a person. She had become more independent and strong. She had learned to adapt to new situations. She had made new friends and built a new life in London. Jasmine knew there would still be challenges, but she was ready to face them. She had learned that she could overcome anything with hard work and determination. Living in London had changed Jasmine. She was more confident, open-minded, and resilient. She had learned to appreciate different cultures and traditions. She had built a new home in a new city. Jasmine's journey was not over. She knew she had more to learn and more to achieve. She was excited about the future. She was ready to take on new challenges and continue growing. Jasmine was grateful for her experiences. She was thankful for her family, friends, and teachers. They had supported her and helped her grow. She knew she could not have done it without them. Jasmine looked forward to the future with hope and excitement. She was ready to continue her journey of personal growth. She knew that with confidence and determination, she could achieve her dreams. Chapter 7. Reflecting on the Journey. Jasmine sat in her cozy flat in London. She looked out the window and thought about her journey. She remembered the day she arrived in London. Everything was new and exciting. She felt nervous but also eager to start her new life. Jasmine reflected on her initial struggles. She remembered how difficult it was to navigate the city. The public transport system was confusing. She got lost many times, but each time she learned something new. She became more confident and independent. She thought about her first days at university. The lectures and seminars were challenging. The professors spoke quickly, and there were many new words. Writing essays and research papers in English was hard. But Jasmine worked hard. She listened, took notes, and asked for help. She improved her skills step by step. Jasmine also remembered her first internship. Writing professional emails and preparing documents was new to her. She was nervous about speaking in meetings and giving presentations. But her supervisor, Sarah, was very supportive. Jasmine learned a lot from her. She became more confident in her professional skills. Jasmine celebrated her milestones. She remembered her first conversation with a stranger in English. It was at a market, asking for the price of apples. She was nervous, but she did it. That was a big achievement for her. She also celebrated her first successful presentation. She practiced many times and spoke clearly. Her team clapped and gave her positive feedback. That moment boosted her confidence. Jasmine thought about her language mastery. She noticed how much her English had improved. At first, she struggled with grammar and vocabulary. She was afraid to speak and make mistakes, but she practiced every day. She attended classes, watched movies, and read books in English. She spoke with friends and colleagues. Now she could speak and write confidently. Jasmine also learned to understand different British accents. It was hard at first, but she listened carefully and practiced. Now she could understand people from different parts of the UK. This made her feel more connected to the people around her. Jasmine felt proud of her achievements. She had come a long way from being a nervous newcomer to a confident resident of London. She had grown both personally and professionally. She knew that her hard work and determination had paid off. Jasmine knew that her journey was not over. She wanted to continue improving her English skills. She committed to continuous learning. She set new goals for herself. One of her goals was to write a blog about her experiences in London. She wanted to share her journey with others. She wanted to help people who were in the same situation as she had been. She thought about what to write. She would write about her first days in London, her struggles, and how she overcame them. She would share tips on learning English and adapting to a new culture. Writing a blog would also help Jasmine improve her writing skills. She would practice writing clearly and effectively. She would learn to organize her thoughts and express them well. She was excited about this new project. Another goal was to explore more aspects of British culture. Jasmine loved the diversity of London. She wanted to learn more about the different cultures and traditions. She planned to visit more museums, attend cultural festivals, and read books about British history. Jasmine also wanted to travel around the UK. She had heard about the beautiful countryside and historic cities. She wanted to visit places like Edinburgh, Bath, and the Lake District. Traveling would help her learn more about the country and its people. Jasmine decided to take advanced English courses. She wanted to improve her proficiency even more. She looked for courses that focused on business English and academic writing. She knew that these skills would be important for her future career. Jasmine also planned to join more professional networks. Networking was important for her career growth. She wanted to meet more professionals, attend industry events, and learn from experts in her field. She knew that building a strong professional network would help her achieve her career goals. Jasmine set a goal to read more books in English. Reading was a great way to improve her vocabulary and understanding of the language. She made a list of books she wanted to read. The list included classic literature, modern novels, and non-fiction books about various topics. Jasmine also wanted to improve her public speaking skills. She knew that being able to speak confidently in public was important. She planned to join a public speaking club. There, she could practice and get feedback from others. She knew this would help her become a better speaker. Jasmine thought about her career goals. She wanted to find a job that matched her skills and interests. She planned to update her resume and apply for jobs in her field. She knew that her experience and skills would help her find a good position. Jasmine was excited about the future. She knew that there would be challenges, but she was ready to face them. She had learned that with hard work and determination, she could achieve her goals. She looked forward to continuing her journey and making new achievements. Jasmine's journey in London had been full of learning and growth. She had faced many challenges, but she had also made many achievements. She was proud of how far she had come. She knew that her journey was not over. She was ready to continue learning, growing, and achieving her dreams. Jasmine sat in her cozy flat and smiled. She was grateful for her experiences. She was thankful for her family, friends, and mentors who had supported her. She knew that with their support and her determination, she could achieve anything she set her mind to. Jasmine looked out the window at the bustling city of London. She felt a sense of belonging. This city had become her home. She was excited about the future and ready to take on new challenges. Her journey was just beginning, and she looked forward to every step of the way.